I was 13 when my twin brother, Mason, disappeared. We were those twins people always stared at. Same clothes, same haircut. Even our laughs sounded identical. Growing up, we shared everything. Birthdays, toys, even a secret language we made up when we were 5. He wasn't just my brother. He was half of me. The day he vanished was ordinary. It was a Saturday, warm and bright, the kind of day that practically begged kids to ride bikes and chase each other around the neighborhood. We had just eaten cereal, played some video games, and then Mason suggested going to the park. There was a trail behind it we'd never explored before, tucked into the woods like it wasn't meant to be found. I said no at first. Something about it felt off. But Mason always wanted to go where we weren't allowed. He was the brave one. He called me a chicken and ran in anyway. I shouted after him, told him to stop messing around. But he didn't answer. And he didn't come back. I ran home in tears. My parents called the police. They brought dogs, drones, helicopters, everything. Volunteers combed the woods for a week. His picture was on the news, the milk cartons, the school bulletin board. But no one ever found a single clue. Not one footprint, not one scrap of clothing. It was like the woods had just eaten him. That first month broke our family. My mum stopped talking. My dad started drinking. I stopped being a twin. I started being the one who lived. And the guilt made it worse. Because I had a dream that night, the first of many. In the dream, Mason was standing outside my bedroom window, just standing there. His face pale, lips blue. He didn't say anything. He just pressed his hand to the glass and mouthed something I couldn't hear. When I woke up, I thought it was my brain trying to process everything. But then, I started seeing him again, and again. Every night, same dream. Sometimes he looked angry, sometimes terrified. Sometimes he'd smile that half smile he always did when he was up to something. But every time, he stood in the same spot, just outside my window, watching. A year passed. His case went cold. Life tried to move on, but none of us really did. His room stayed the same, his side of the bed untouched, his toothbrush still in the cup. Then came the anniversary. I didn't want to go to school that day. I felt sick all morning, like something was coming, something I couldn't stop. That night it rained. I was lying in bed staring at the ceiling when I heard it. Tap, tap, tap. I froze. It was coming from the window. I turned, and there he was, Mason, standing in the rain, in the same pajamas he wore the day he vanished. His hair was soaked. His skin looked grayish, like he hadn't seen the sun in months. But it was his eyes that did it. They weren't blinking, not once. They were too wide, too still, like he didn't know how to be human anymore. I jumped back and screamed for my parents. They ran in, turned on the light. But when we looked again, he was gone. They told me it was a dream, stress, flashbacks. But I knew what I saw. That wasn't in my head. That night was the start of everything getting worse. The next morning, our dog Muffin refused to go into the hallway near Mason's room. She'd bark and growl like someone was inside. Then a week later, she disappeared. No blood, no fur, just gone. The house got colder. Lights flickered. Mason's old toys started moving on their own. His music box, the one that hadn't worked in years, played by itself at 3 a.m. I started sleeping with the lights on. I tried telling my parents again. My mum just cried. My dad told me to stop living in the past. So I went to the one person who might believe me, Grandma. She was old-fashioned, grew up on stories from the old country, spirits, demons, Mimics. I showed her our security footage from the night Muffin disappeared. She watched it silently, and then she gasped. On the footage, something had crawled out from under our porch. It looked like Mason, same striped pajamas, same face. But the way it moved wasn't right. Its limbs were bending backwards, like it didn't know how arms were supposed to work. It twitched, it dragged its foot, it sniffed the air like an animal. Grandma grabbed her rosary. "That's not your brother," she whispered. "That's what took him." She called it a mimic, a thing that wears your loved one's skin, sometimes to feed, sometimes to trick, always to replace. That night, I slept in the living room with all the lights on, but around 2 a.m., I woke up to the sound of scratching. Not from the window this time, from the closet. It opened slowly. I didn't move. I couldn't. And then Mason stepped out. His smile was too wide now, his eyes pitch black. His mouth moved, but no sound came out. He reached for me. I passed out. I woke up in the woods, near the edge of the trail where Mason had disappeared. I was covered in dirt and pine needles. My arms had scratches like I'd been running through branches. And I wasn't alone. Police officers were already there. My parents were sobbing. Turns out I'd been missing all night. But that's not even the worst part. Behind our house, buried in a shallow grave, they found remains. A small skeleton. DNA confirmed it was Mason. Meaning, whatever came to my window wasn't Mason. It was something wearing his face, pretending, watching. We moved 6 months later, across the state, burned Mason's belongings. Grandma left salt at every window, hung charms over every door. The dream stopped for a while, until 2 weeks ago. I was home alone, watching TV, when I heard it. Tap, tap, tap. I turned slowly, and outside the window was Mason, still in those same pajamas, still smiling. But now, he had no eyes, just 2 dark holes where they used to be. So if you ever lose someone you love, and they come back, don't open the window, don't let them in, because some things don't want to be found. They just want to find you. Let's not meet.